you doing? Welcome to the Coffee Talk. And you know what? In a world where we have so much distorted information, there comes a time that we need to speak and speak truth to the power. And after 6 months of you guys supporting us, the Coffee Talk has taken a new shape where I'll be hosting with my new co-host, Ms. Adiang.
Thank you so much. This is a lifetime opportunity and it's, growth. So here we are going to talk about everything, anything, a topic that you feel is ati imefungiwa. Catch us here. We show you that ijafungiwa. We are ready to talk about it, however bold it may sound. So join us. And my name is Jessica, but you can call me Miss Adiang because hiyo ndio jina ya wazazi and I'm so in love with that name.
You know that name is so unique. Sounds some Sudanese kind of thing.
No, it's not Sudanese. It's more of a ancestral name. You know, when you are given names. So my dad aliangukia the name that aiendani mtu hawezi jua, lazima akuulize ndio ajue. Yeah. So that is it. Na sasa sai we are moving from tribal lines. We are moving to a more
But for me, I don't think tribalism will ever end. I wouldn't want even to end. You know why? There's a reason why you are Luo.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful culture. There's something, in fact, what I love about Luo is how do you call it? The polygamy setup.
You see, that is why tunataka isha, because you cannot want a modern life and you are living in traditional. That is it's almost impossible. Yeah. So, but there's truth to what you said. Being able to identify with your community is something that will forever become a pride. When I listen to right now contemporary music like Okelo Max, Kinanani, it's not the traditional Luo music. It's wakadinali wanaleta ujaluo. There's that mix, and that is what I guess that is what tribalism should be, not what we have right now.
See you puzi ya kuamka asubuhi unasema mimi ni Mkikuyu. And speaking about tribalism and the culture shock and everything, I am still shocked about the Gen Z. Hey, good evening, Gen Z. This is your show, and we shall be looking at where you guys are coming up. Mr. Diang.
Yes.
Acha nikuulize, hey, Gen Z, where are we as a nation?
I guess I say this a lot. My co-workers, kinanani, they'll know. Gen Z, you see when you bring people, ukifinya mtu sana, ukikasirisha mtu sana, and you feel like something will never be done, it will be done. You see, this generation this generation ilikuwa ya online, we are dancing on TikTok.
Yes.
Vitu politics hazituhusu.
Yes.
You see, for the longest time, even, queuing and voting was never an issue for us. It was, okay, whoever is president, bora you serve the nini. But now when you come into power.
When was the Damascus moment?
For me, I'll say it's the time I was listening to news. Kimakosa tu hivi, and then I had Mheshimiwa Mr. President say that he did not say that ni gas itashuka chini. He said that it would be the cylinder. So for me, that was, I'll speak from my own perspective. That was my what is this moment?
Yes.
Who is this? Who is this guy? So Gen Z was, I'll say he had it coming. Because, when you mess with people, when you press good people for too long, they will clap back, and they will clap back hard.
But for me, I think having been involved in photographing in terms the political rallies, and I know you have some depth, at least depth of knowledge from this guy's politics. Don't you think he sold to us hope? Because it is all about hope.
Yeah, I guess
manifesto
ilikuja, it was
it was a plan.
It was something that was beautiful. When you listen to it, you're like, maybe he can do something better, because he was all about your government yenye ilikuwa imefanya nini. I will right their wrongs. And Maki, he was in government. I guess that is where Kenyans had CC tulijishoot.
And where do you think the Gen Z, what was that Damascus moment of Gen Z? Because I think I lost it somehow, because when I started following the Gen Z story is where Boniface Mwangi went to the parliament and did a video. Then I was like, yeah, this is a wake-up call that is getting more serious.
Yeah.
How did Gen Z start participating? Ulianza kusikiza news lini?
You will ask everybody, they will not tell you how they started listening to news, but somehow ulijikuta hapo every other day you are tensed more than your parent. You see, when Kina Boniface Mwangi came up, Anifa, nini, it was like, we are tired. We've left this for our parents for way too long. It's time we take charge. Because tukiachia watu, it's like, hawaipati, they're not giving it the seriousness it deserves, you see.
Yeah.
So the moment when people realize that if we do not change this country, if we leave it all to the past generations, the same names we've been hearing all over again, to fix this, then it's never going to be
fixed. In terms of organization, the way they were organizing this thing, what is one strategy you look on us, and these guys are just smart?
Social media.
Yeah.
Thank you, social media. Because it was the relay of information. They say social media, the internet has made the world like a global village.
Yeah.
I can communicate with somebody in the States. I can communicate with somebody in Canada with ease. Just sitting down, but I have internet connection. You see, when social media came in and it was used, for the longest time, it was vibes and inshallah.
Yeah.
This time, it was used for the better good. People were there. It was not inciting. It is informing. Guys, have you read this clause on the finance bill?
Yeah.
My gosh, meona hii. You see that? And then they share screenshots. Not even they. We share screenshots of what is going on, because easy constitution, the bills that have been passed in parliament for the longest time, we had zero. Sasa kila kitu iko soft copy, you can download it on the internet, and then you see, Allah, sending 100 would be 40 shillings. Something is wrong somewhere. You see that? Social media was a game changer. TikTok was a game changer.
And let me come to TikTok. And what I loved about TikTok is the way. Let's say you have and I love the way you do your research. Maybe you put up your own team. Unasema leo tunachambua housing finance bill.
Yeah.
Then from your team, you deduce questions that you send to young lawyers. They do the research, come feed you, and you guys come on the screen. Like the people in the media, we ain't afraid of appearing on the screen anytime. And I love the way information ilikuwa inatolewa pole.
Ni kitu hata we expect. You see,
I was not expecting.
I guess people, the government was relaxed. Because walikuwa wanajua.
And actually, I loved the fact that ladies came to ile amwezi, and there's no disclaimer in this, and I'm not apologetic for this. I loved the way ladies came on street and said, there is no way you are going to
tax
sanitary towels and you're not taxing the condoms and other sexual stuff.
Yeah, because when you walk into campuses, all of them where I go to, there's a dispenser in the hostels where condoms are. The female hostels, the male hostels. You see, that shows you, but there's nothing like hakuna mali utaenda upate sanitary pads for free. Even the ones that were given, I remember one times, from time to time nikiwa high school and primary, support groups zingeleta. But it's not the quality that you can work with. You see, it's something that at the end of the day, it's going to give you maybe a rash, or it's going to leak. Yani ni tu kitu hawezi tumia ama it's PR ndio ikae ni ati wana support the but you cannot tax sanitary towels at this point. Let's say the cheapest that was there at ilikuwa 7 no it was 60 ikianza. Say the same sanitary towel is being bought at 115.
What?
And it's in a span of like juaijaka kwa market sana. I'd say like 3 years. You can imagine kitu kama hiyo very essential. Inapanda bei hivyo drastically. Na ni kitu si ati mimi nita stop period yangu.
No.
I will not, because it's something that comes every month. If I want it or if I don't want it. So it's something that comes every month, but the government wants to find a way to kutoa pesa hapo. Unaona hiyo uchungu. You see why people were angered.
Yeah. Actually, on the streets, I found a group of ladies and they were speaking about sanitary towels. And I was interested to speak to them and know what's the narrative. I was just playing dumb. But there's something they told me, but I've witnessed it, that young girls, they are having early sex because of just sanitary towel.
This is very interesting. Where I come from, the lakeside, you'll hear cases of a girl, 15, 16, 12 even. She'll go to maybe, because she doesn't have, the necessities, sanitary towels, vitu msichana anafaa awe nazo. Hana. So you'll find that this girl will go and exchange sex for maybe cash, or mtu amempromise atambaya pads. Sasa unaona, it makes sense that mtu lazima ni kama kujiuza ndio upate kitu yenye ni, it should be a right at this point.
Sure.
They should be able to produce quality yenye mtoto akitumia, a girl who's in class 6 and a woman who's before menopause, anaweza tumia comfortably, sit with it the whole day. Then you hear some female MPs or women reps or someone saying that they use tampons. Where do you even get the energy to come on social media? Your whole
so
brand.
So mliona pia minyo wanacheza na nyinyi.
Juu ya brand yake mzima ilikuwa ni to stop period poverty wakiingia. But sasa unaona the same people when walioko kwa hizi seats, the same people they don't care, so they use tampons, they can afford tampons.
As you're about to go for a break, let me ask you. Niwoga, do you think I think you guys fired the millennials, wakakuja in support. Is it that Niwoga hamkuwa nayo? I'm a millennial, she's a Gen Z, and actually this makes a good combination for the show. But Niwoga hamuna mani nini?
Mamangu ananiambia saa zingine I do something na niambia wewe uogopi laana. Like wewe ushaona nani amelaaniwa. Ni sawa watu wako, but I guess sisi ni watu tuna believe in something we can see. Kitu ni sawa nimefanya. Hatutaki theory. Juu hiyo masaa ya theory imejaribiwa na ikakataa kuwaki, si. Like ni ile yenye mtaambiwa hii pesa tumeweka nini. Pali hiyo pesa imeenda, hamtaiona changes hapo pali hiyo pesa imesema, pali iko quoted imeenda, you see. So when we came to the streets on social media everywhere, and then shida ni, I do not want to undermine our millennials because they are our parents, but most of them do not read these things. You find that kwa hiyo finance bill kulikuwa na clause inasema shamba yako can be leased if you do not pay. I guess if you do not pay tax or something, do not attack me, but I'm not sure of the nitty-gritties, but inaongelelea shamba itakuwa leased. Unajua mzazi kitu kwake kama shamba, it's a very prized possession.
Yeah, true.
When you talk about touching that land that you do not have any business going for, that is when they, people fire back. You're talking about taking things from people that does not even concern you. So it is millennials waliamka masa tulianza kuwasomea hivi one by one. Unaona hii itakuwa affect.
Then you are like, hey, by the way.
Hii itakuwa affect. Aujui but itakuwa affect.
True.
Because business people, if say you're 100 itumwe na 40 shillings. That person mwenye ana hustle town anavend usiku.
60 shillings.
You get, yeye hatapata pesa.
Hapo 27 ama 30 bob.
Bado hiyo pesa kumbuka atatoa.
That visa atatoa.
Hiyo inamkata pia. At the end of the day, nobody is benefiting.
I love that thinking.
So lazima mtu angesimama. Or in this case, lazima watoto wao millennials wangesimama wawatete because it's been too much.
As they say, something must kill a man, something had to come in for this madness to be halted. And I think also the government wakajua kuna time ya kucheza na kuna time ya mchezo inaweka
masaa ya biashara ni masaa ya biashara, masaa ya mchezo imeisha.
Let's go for a break, come back and we continue this great conversation. This is Younib TV and the show is The Coffee Ticker with I, the grandpa, and
Miss Adiang.
See ya.
Stay tuned.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
And now welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now you can get us on our socials all over the whole platforms zote at Younib TV Media on Facebook, Younib TV, Instagram and TikTok, and our WhatsApp number 107191414. So and use the hashtag Coffee Talk so tujue ni nani tunaongelesha and where we can get you from. So Grandpa, tuendelee na discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me.
So like you're a millennial. Umeona risks gani za Gen Z, you know, participating in this protest and demonstrations? You know, they've been going on all through 1 month or something.
Yeah.
So what, well, unaona ni risks gani?
Let me tell you, Adiang, I have shot demos for the longest time. And I'll be privileged to say even the first time I experienced the scenery of a war zone, it was back in Uganda, where Joseph Kony was. I went to the heart of it. And also when South Sudan was fighting, I'll be closer to the border. And tukiwa shule, there was Sabasaba.
Yeah.
Sabasaba, when we was there back then, I knew it's fanya fujo.
Uone.
So ulikuwa nasikia kale kalam kajia siku kanakuja and you see people helter skelter. There was not much of this force. I never experienced. Yani, there was not much force from the crowd. They didn't have a strategy.
Yeah, it was tuende kwa streets to nini turudi home.
And you know, and now that back then we had people like Dengi Mwana, Nzeki, Njoya, Martha Karua, Gitobu Manyara. Those are the notable people. Paul Moite. Those are the notable people who came to play. And I get to high school, and after high school, I hear names like people like Katina Nelson Harvey, Grand Mula, that's Hamed Nasir. And again, Mother Karua was also on the play.
Yeah.
But for me, Nelson Harvey, Grand Mula, there have been people have been following a lot in terms of even their law. I love law in some way. Then come Gen Z, where it's not notable people. Then also there is Boniface Mwangi.
Yeah, Anifa, Adiang.
No, before this one.
Likuwa.
Before this,
Yeah.
there was Boni is one of the few Kenyans. And one day I would like to interview Boni, and I would like to know a lot about him in terms the way he strategizes. Umse alienda akachukua manguruwe akapeleka kwa parliament na amezieka damu. That was something crazy. There's a time he got shot by a cop. You get?
Dark times.
Yeah.
And they still continue.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Then I experienced, he got 207.
Yeah.
I experienced 207 because I remember I was coming out of church. We had gone to do some shooting. And I get a lot of calls from guys at home. And also like the neighbors, they're like, Grandpa, things are not good. Enda home mapema. And we are here, hey. So as we are running towards the scenery, and we see people burning tires and all this. And because I was young, like Staki Fujo. And that was my first time now to see real fight with my eyes, because we went and did...
Coming close to it, it was brought to
now to your door.
Yeah.
Fast forward, Gen Z. Hats off. There are quite a number of things I don't agree with them.
Like what?
To me, naona venye mlianzia finance bill. I do not know law, but at least they will have pushed the president to make sure it is gazetted in that it's rejected. You get?
Do you know who? Let me ask. Do you know who we are dealing with?
You know, I'm saying the same way you guys pushed for the cabinet to be dismissed and it was gazetted. I wish they pushed that narrative further, because at some point, you guys distorted the information under parliament. So after 21 days, what happened? It became law.
Don't say that.
No. That's the law. That's how it is.
But I remember Weta said that he was on press the other day. He said that it is not necessarily true that it will become law. They are going back. It's like a memorandum. So they are going back. They are going to vote again.
They are going to vote again.
This time, tena bado tunataka kujionea if the MPs are they really listened to what to malalamishi watu, or it's...
now you brought yourself to where I wanted. For the listening part, if I was asked, and I know quite a number of Gen Zs that have told us, they have told me respectfully, they are not going to agree with it. But imagine if guys went and sat down at parliament. Hakuna kuimba, hakuna nini, just nama Bluetooth, tunawasikiza. We are listening at what you guys are doing. It will deliver more. But you see, the answer reject finance bill, then occupy parliament, then all of a sudden, occupy state house, now Ruto must go.
If I'd like to disagree, I'm a Gen Z. I'd like to disagree. You see, the first step, the thing that brought people to the streets was that finance bill.
Yes.
The notion was reject finance bill.
Yes.
And you know, the problem is that sometimes I feel the government takes us for fools.
Yeah.
I do not understand why. Because, come on now. Kibaki alitusomesha, bure. You are dealing with people who
I learned.
Surplus information ilikuwa kila mahali, you see. And in our age, ndio sasa social media ilikuwa inaanza kushika. So, uko na a lot of information. So you see, the Occupy Parliament, let me just tell you, I feel like, this is from my own view, I feel like Occupy Parliament was supposed to be something very, very sinister. They really wanted to talk, because there are some people who actually got in, and you remember that disabled MP Munyali said, they did not hurt him.
Yeah.
You see, the problem with this protest, this specific one, is that there was so much force, because I believe that the government was not sure how this was going to lay
Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, true.
So they used so much force, because the voice is too loud.
Yeah, true.
Because, if that is why unafika mahali unasikia una Twitter anarchist, terrorist,
criminals.
Big criminals, because the voice was too loud.
Yeah.
Normally in demonstrations in Kenya, it's never this. It's usually something inyengeisha na hata wiki moja, hata siku tatu.
Inafikanga saa 8.
Watu wameshaenda home. Hii hapa watu wa kwanza hiyo square Occupy Parliament, when people went to Parliament, before we I really want to apologize, not apologize, but I really want to feel with the families that lost their king that day. That was, when people have been demonstrating since.
But I have a feel also.
The shooting that happened in Parliament, I feel like the government would have laid back the force they used. I guess maybe tungefika mahali. But you see, you cannot fight force with force.
But also that's where now my millennialism comes in. Like we grew knowing that Parliament, these are protected areas.
Yes.
So were they right to open fire? I'll say yes and no. Yes, in terms of sometimes the aggression needs to be met. If you show me that you want war, the government has monopoly of war. It will crush you. But secondly, and again, respectfully, you might tell me if I'm right or wrong. Now, feel we're at a point that you want to kill people who already want to die.
Watu wamechoka.
Yeah, because let's say I'm dating you, tumeachana, right? What are guys doing nowadays? Going and killing themselves. People have taken it as a fashion. So you've given me the right opportunity to kill, for you to kill me kwanza. I'll come for it. I was on the Parliament and I saw these guys breaking in. Ukono mtu ameenda, venye movie, watu wanakimbia hivi. In fact, there's a guy when he jumped over the fence. I think it's a PlayStation game that they jump and they do zoo. So this guy walked in. You see the way I can walk in. Then you can get, there's something. I walk out, then akarudi. Zoom.
Sijamake entrance. Wacha nirudi ni make sasa entrance munione.
And you're hearing live fire. So to me, kuna mental health case hapa na kuna imechanganywa na demo. So ikakuja na uzito yake.
Hapo mimi nataka nikukatishe because let me just say I will never support what happened at Parliament.
No, I'm not supporting it.
It was not even right in this because there is no need for you to have snipers on site on people who are demonstrating and picketing. You see, the only weapons that these people had simu na maji ni kitu ya watu walishutiwa kwa vichwa, brains were splattered all over the streets and you're wondering how is that the police using their force rightfully? You can make tunaweza argue that they had to stop because this is this is one of the places where not everybody gets access to.
Yes, true.
Yes, but there is tear gas for a reason. There is rubber bullets for a reason that would cause maybe zero to no harm. You see, but the fact that you take somebody's life and you shoot you know you are aiming for the head. You know, stray bullets zitakushika kwa mkono, kwa mapaja, nini. That you will understand that maybe they were firing to stop. But this was a fire to kill, you know.
I think also agreeing with you, we have also a police force that are trigger happy.
Very.
Because uni mse ametoka kiganjo, it's like today if I buy you a camera, truly speaking, how will you feel?
Piga picha kila mahali.
Exactly, because it's your passion. Say wanajua, number one, I've watched this documentary about police. Wanatoleango their human mind. So wanakam, wakikuangalia hivi, they're just thinking of two things. If you're a woman, you'll be raped, you'll be killed.
But I really want to disagree with that because at the end of the day, huyu polisi kumbuka anarudi wapi, anarudi home. Most of them, if not all of them, have families and kids. You know, kuna wenye wako na
which home?
Home, mimi nasema au wenye maybe walikuwa hapo. I want to believe that they went back to
where,
kids.
not to where you and me stay.
Yes, but they have. You cannot tell me right now hivyo venye uko na tuseme uko na mtoto uko na bibi home, you see. And then maybe you have a kid my age. Kijana upate huku nje anapigwa mob justice because maybe ameiba something or something. You see. Hata kama utakuwa unakubali ati mwizi apigwe aumizwe, kwa akili yako unasema aki mtoto anatoshana, because I see my mom do that sometimes. Atasema aki mtoto si anatoshana na mtoto wangu. This is so sad that mtoto, yes amefanya kitu mbaya, but do you really necessitate that much force?
That's what I'm telling you. This thing got the government and the people. And actually, hata walishtuka.
Hawakuwa wana expect.
No, even the guys who got inside parliament.
They did not think that they will get through actually.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
You see, when they were getting in, I was where the entrance. So when they went in, we ran to the other gate, the official entrance gate. You can tell these guys were even confused. Before that Tuesday, was it on a Tuesday or Thursday? On a Thursday before, those of us who were shooting at Uhuru Highway, hata hiyo aliendani wakaifuta football.
Wanacheza kwa barabara.
Na askari.
Hey.
What the askaris don't. And you guys, you're smart. So, I see I'm playing ball with you, you're the cop. What am I doing? So I'm making sure I'm pushing the line.
Tunasonga. Wewe unadhani tuko sawa, lakini in real sense hauoni tukienda.
When they broke that barrier with Adiang, ile mbio walitoka. walijipata kwa Kenya parliament. Wakuingia. To me, I think they went for surveillance. Oh, because tunaweza hepa hivi. We can do this. We can do this. They have, so we can get to parliament.
Hapa shida ni walidhani, serikali ilidhani watu hawataingia. Walikuwa, in fact, walikuwa positive that watu hawawezi ingia.
No, it has never happened.
It has never, and they were like, it will never happen.
Everybody was caught pants down.
The shock that came with that.
I saw the guy.
I had somebody talk in a talk show mahali, radio I guess, alisema that getting into parliament was a big thing for Kenya, because that just shows you that the citizens, the people you are governing, have lost faith. Because normally, unajua, inafikanga pali watu wanajua boundaries, respect, but watu kwa akili walikuwa like, these are the same people wenye tumewachagua, wanakaa hapo ndani kwenye leather seats, very comfortable. Kile sisi tunasema hawasikii. They want us to take the governance into our own hands. We will go occupy that parliament and maybe something will happen. And
something happened.
Something happened, it did happen, but then again, naona ni kama at this point, tunarudi drawing board.
Oh, why? No,
you let me nikwambie nini, hakuna kuchoka, kupumzika ni mbinguni. Hapa tunakunywa Lucozade, tunaendelea. Yes, I understand watu wamechoka, hata mimi naona the businesses are not doing well. People have lost.
Why are you going back?
In democratic countries, I'm not advocating for bloodshed, but I'm saying during the independence of this country, if we are to go back and count, the people who are in the records, the books, do not show the exact number of people we lost during that fight. But in the long run, it did something. We got our independence, you see. Therefore, if the government, sometimes, nasikia tu kila mahali, embrace dialogue, Gen Z, tokeni kwa streets. For the longest time, we've been always having dialogue. Ati watu wana demonstrate kidogo na picket, and then tunakaa chini tunaongea. Sasa hii niko like, ni nini hamjui mnataka muambiwe?
There's a lot.
The demands and what the people are saying is very clear. And in the age of social media, I want to disagree that kuna mtu amekaa ati ajui Gen Z wanaongelelea nini. Because everywhere it's a caption, a bold caption imeandikwa hapo. Please. Sasa hapa kile inakasirisha watu. We did not ask for cabinet reshuffle. These people were politicians, and it was more paying political debts. So that is what we wanted out. That old guard we wanted out. Come in with experts, professionals who know their field. You see, but it's and then you're asking me why we are going back.
No, I'll give you a different way of thinking. Today, I'll play a devil's advocate here. Running for presidency, and I think this is what has happened to Kenya, and because I've seen it, even in MCA. Nitakuja nikwambie, Mr. Adiang, manze, I want to be an MCA. Na sina do. You'll be like, Grandpa, me I'll offer you t-shirts. Okay? Let's say the t-shirts zikuja around $1 million bob. So utaniambia, no, aka kabarabara, nipatie. I'll give it to you because I do not have. I think as you're saying, what I'm thinking is, could we that we have very good laws that we do not follow? What if, let me go for Kipchumba Murkomen directly.
Attack him directly.
Yeah. This guy was saying the cheapest tie that he has is for 15,000.
Them watches.
The watches, it is 100,000.
I hear.
I would want to know how much he gave out for campaign money for presidency.
Let me tell you. Kuna juzi walikuwa wanafanya audit ya governors. Governor anaitwa, I guess ni Guyo, Abdi Guyo. Do you know in his quotation there was a nini ilikuwa inasema ati 1 million for sodas? Where on earth do you get 1 million worth of soda?
Maybe ni soda.
Taxpayers money. Hakuna soda ile.
Ni soda imeomoka.
Hakuna soda imeomoka. Coke ni Coke, Fanta ni Fanta. But how do you use 1 million for that? How do you have ghost workers in your department that atiwe ukiulizwa unasema unawajua, but when they are called to come in and identify themselves, because mtu wako hapa ameandikwa niko hapa nimeandikwa Jessica Adiang, lakini wakiniita siko, labda hata sifanyi kazi kwa hiyo but mshahara inaingia.
It's insatiable point of greed, because I usually say I'm privileged. I stayed with Nelson Harvey, and we used to dine in fine places, but he will eat the food that we are eating.
Yeah.
He'll drink what we are drinking. And I asked myself a question. Apart from the luxury, which again, seti kila siku tulikuwa tunakula hivyo, kuna time mtachapa job the whole day. He will not go eat and leave you. Mtakaa na yeye. What happens? Kwa ido mingi unapeleka wapi? Because this is a guy, I saw him walking. I saw him on a bicycle. I saw him on his Mercedes and BMW.
Yeah, it's steps. Like you can sema ati huyu wenyewe ametoka mahali, najua mahali ametoka.
Yes.
And you can attribute what his the money that he has, you can attribute it to his lifestyle. Unaweza ona mali imebuild.
Yes.
But unachagua MCA leo hata gari hakuwa nayo nyumbani. Kidogo mtu anakuja na montage ya gari 10. It doesn't even make sense. There was I guess maybe unajua hii kusoma mingi. There was a time I was reading about there was a kitambo. There was I guess ni MP alikuwa wa Kisii. I do not remember the first name, but people say that he died a very poor person, but he was an MP. And I'm like, mimi kwangu I will never have that ati kwani nasi alikuwa hapo in power, mbona hakuchukua pesa? That is somebody mwenye aliingia hapo, because the people around him wange attribute this, his salary would come na hii pesa angegawa, angeenda afanyie watoto wenye wako streets, wa mama wajane nini. You see, it's somebody who unaweza ona hata akikufa wewe unaona amekufa in poverty, but me from where I'm sitting, I'm like, no, this is a true MP. This is somebody who knew what
service to the community.
Service to the, MPs ni kama wame lose sight of what really took them to parliament. You are an MP, you're a member of parliament because I chose you to represent me, because seats haziko za kutosha sisi wote tuende tukae hapo tujiongelele. You see? So mimi nimeenda cast vote yangu.
In fact, let me make you more angry. I don't know whether you've taken time to see how bursaries and MCs, they're very entitled to him. Unaendea bursary ya 5,000 na panga laini for.
You're talking about bursaries. Yeah. Juzi in, I guess, Kiambu County or Nimorang, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there was a lady who was very vocal on TikTok talking about pesa. Unakumbuka time kulikuwa na floods?
Yes.
Watu walifanya donations ya food hivi. I guess it is Kiamba. Donations hivi zikapelekwa kwa nini? Kwa I guess hii nini ya ofisi ya CDF or something.
Yeah.
Sasa chakula imejaa ndani hizo maofisi, hawataki kutoa. MP ati amekataa hazitoki hapo, hadi inabidi watu wa camp. Kwa hiyo nini?
It was Kiambu County.
Yeah, the night unaona ati ameleta lori.
It was Kawanjiko, the MP.
Sasa nilikuwa na shangaa.
Yes.
You are there. You are salaried. Hata si uko na salaries, uko na allowances. What are you doing with food that you are not even going to eat? It's more of wana monetize hadi kitu inafaa iwe.
Ndio hapo sasa nakuuliza. This guy came in with that notion, ama relato ile uni mtoto wa single mother. That's why amekam kutusaidia. You get?
Okay, guy, the faith we give it to these people.
Are you getting? What happens? Mimi ndio kitu, because ndio hata majenzi wafikia hapa pia. Pia wao walikaa wakaona no, this
inakuja sana.
This nonsense it's I'll tell you something. And one thing I love about this show is that it's as open as it is, we are able to hit where it has most. I was in a place called Sewage. Right? A place kuna mama, watoto wawili na baba. Wana gava ili ikatoa wasee kuzati wako kwa riparian land. So they were made homeless. They are sleeping under magunias.
And there's somebody who's...
And let me give a big shout out to Studio 62 Interiors CEO Rose Rosemary, with a guy called Steve Zusa of SMAP Consultancy, and Young Mothers Africa, led by a lady called Anne. Me too. They took us there. Literally, Jessica, everybody was in tears. It was a place that is below human living.
Hiyo sasa ndio ile hata si $1, yani mtu anaishi below $1.
$1 is 100 bob.
Mtu anaishi below 20 shillings.
20 shillings alone.
Nyumba mimi na
Jessica, I'll show you the video. It is deplorable. Wanaishi hapa, siwe jiko pale, dump iko hapa. In Nairobi. Do you have a governor? Yes.
What a governor? MCA. Hapo mwisho, chini ya chain kabisa kuna MCA.
And there is a church closest in that area. Now, you get what I'm saying? Shida, unashindwa, do we go here or do we start here?
It's very, tunaona, vitu tunaona saizi nafanyika kwa dunia. You're like, no. They cannot be, you cannot have bad governance and then your people are not even living right. Choose one struggle. You either become a dictator who, you know, anafanya things right. Everybody in your country is sleeping right, eating right, nini. You cannot help everyone, but try the most. But you cannot be very comfortable in your $1 million houses. Hizi sijui state house yapi nataka kurenovatiwa na pesa ngapi hizo. Na mtu ako kwa analala kando ya sewage. Na mtoto mdogo.
Yes.
And you have kids. You are lying. So if Gen Zs are on the streets, maybe they are closing businesses nini. At the end of the day, something big is going to come out of this. I do not know how long it's going to take, but you know, something big is going to, because you cannot be that comfortable and people are suffering. That is uncalled for.
You cannot be that comfortable when people are suffering. You know what, good folks? I think it's also a time for forces to come in and support the Gen Z. We are there at a place where in life we have to make tough decisions. And you know what, good folks? Gen Z, wekeni pressure zaidi. And to every company, like if you're a multi-national company or your whatever business you're in, try and reach out to the guys in the slums. When we went to sewage, whatever we saw, it was traumatizing. And to the companies that came through, the ones that I mentioned earlier on, that was what Gen Z are asking for. You're making money, you're buying things from you. What are you giving back to the society?
I remember we are all human.
Yeah.
And it's not fair that I'm living very comfortably, too comfortably.
Yeah.
And somebody is not even having comfort ya kuekelea kichwa chini. Hata joto. You know, joto sasa inakuwa luxury kwa watu wengine.
Yeah.
And in this cold weather. Come on.
In this cold weather, you know what? We say goodbye, God bless you. See you next Sunday, same place, same time with I think Grandpa and
Miss Adiang. So keep tuned, join us, and remember to use the hashtag Coffee Talk. Follow us everywhere, talk to us. Let's see what you experience and what you have to say about this amazing topic. Goodbye.